Welcome to another edition. That's right, a State of Origin edition. It is Game 3 coming up, all thanks to Palmerbet. And we got two of the best in the business and a little bit of banter between these two, not only on this podcast, but also off it. And I say a very good evening. Yeah, Gids, how are you, big fella? You're up in
Matty,
because the Blues had a
yeah, a
good.
little bit of a spring in the step, mate. Yeah, we just sort of like to remain pretty humble, mate, in our victories. You know, we're not sort of looking back in the past, mate, in the rear vision mirror. We're just going to focus on, what we control leading up to Game 3. But you look, all the pressure's back onto Queensland at the moment. They're expected to win the decider, mate, in Brisbane. So it's going to be a huge one. I think it's going to be one of the biggest build-ups in Origin history, to be honest. I know we probably say that each year or any time there's a decider, but I don't know. It just seems like it's been an interesting series, you know, from the first game, and then it's the momentum swung around pretty significantly in the second game. So it's shaping up as a huge one.
Well, the stage is set, and Benny Hannett, of course, the polar bear, tail between the legs in game number 2, big fella. Noticeably very quiet over the last couple of weeks on our little social media, big fella. How are you, buddy?
Yeah, going really well. Obviously, the teams have been announced now. There's a few changes, I guess, for both sides, but that's exciting. Can New South Wales do something that hasn't been done since 1994? I think it is, win the series up at Suncorp Stadium. But first things first, kids, you got to get your team to the game on Wednesday week. Didn't you nearly have one drown today in a surf lesson?
Just a bit of team bonding, mate. Just a recovery session there. Look, you probably need to stick to the kiddies pool rather than the wave pool. But,
I reckon take him horse riding. Take him for a horse ride next time as well. Maybe tomorrow.
Yeah, well, I did see the footage. I thought it may have been a little bit risky. But look, mate, we just like, we like to keep things relaxed outside of the training hours. Bit of recovery, bit of movement in the water, and but yeah, he probably should have put the floaties on, Luai, by the looks of things.
Hey, boy, seriously, let's go back and have a look at game 2. I know, Benny, you won't really want to have a look and talk too much about it, but an amazing first half, 34-zip. The Blues led at halftime, ended up winning the game 38-18. It was a massive victory, of course, and the sting was well and truly out of it. Did you see that coming at all, Benny?
No, not at all. But I don't want to be a sore loser, but I'm going to be a sore loser here right now because that first 15 minutes, you can't tell me in a game of Origin they get 6 repeat sets of 6, the restart plus 3 penalties. We don't get our first penalty. We didn't even get a set restart in the first half. So you tell me when they had 15 sets in the first 15 minutes of football, like realistically, they were missing a player in
dominance.
Game 1. Game two, we were heavily. I mean, I don't want to have a go at the referees, but I'm going to have a go at them. That was disgraceful for the first 20 minutes. Put the P in the pocket, put the whistle away, and Game 3, let's see, let the boys play.
Gids, what do you got to say about that, mate?
Oh, mate, please. I mean, look, congratulations to Queensland in Game 1. They won with New South Wales having 12 players on the field. And look, they were the better team on the night, but we dominated. It was clearly we just dominated. It was the most
and so you should, with all the
first
ball,
half
80% possession
in Origin history. In Origin history, it was pressure. It was repeat sets. There was
the
tries off
take
kicks.
The ball off you.
It was just a dominance, absolute dominance with the ball, without the ball, field possession. I mean, where was did Reece Walsh play? Because I didn't see him. Like was he in position, out of position? Was he on the bench? I just didn't come across him in the first half at all.
Don't poke the bear, Gids. Do not poke the bear.
We just had him on ice, ready for Game 3. We got him on ice. He's ready to go.
That's obviously why they've gone with Kalen on the bench. If he goes missing again, Reece Walsh, they'll bring Kalen on because we've seen what Kalen done on the return from his injury there last week. So I guess they've gone with 2 fullbacks, which is a risky option.
Yeah, and it just wasn't Queensland's night that night, was it, Benny? And it was kind of, I think once the score kind of blew out, I think they kind of did, in a sense, kind of put the cue in the rack. I know they scored a bit in the second half, but it was just kind of, it was all over, wasn't it?
It was, and I have to give New South Wales a rap. They controlled the ball very nicely. They got through the sets. Every time they got a repeat set, they built pressure. They kicked fantastic. Moses played an outstanding game. Probably the best I've seen him play for years. And they just built pressure. Legitimately, Queensland ran out of juice. That first 20, 30 minutes, just absolutely took that tank to empty. And once she's on empty, you can't get it back. And they dominated. They took advantage of it. And halftime couldn't come quick enough for us. But the great signs for us was Billy Slater got him in at halftime, regrouped, got a bit of energy back into him. And second half of football was much better from us. It wasn't perfect, but it's in the right direction for game 3.
Yeah, and on the flip side, Gids, everything went right for the Blues, didn't it? You know, like there's the bounce of the ball even on the night, which happens sometimes. You know, everything just kind of went right. It fell into place, didn't it?
Well, Mitchell Moses would have been there game 1 if he was fit to play. I'm sure Madge would have picked him for game 1. He wasn't available at that stage. So, yeah, he played outstandingly. He controlled the game really well. And we spoke about how influential his kicking game is. Like for a pretty small bloke, really, he's got a huge long kick on him. He's got great hang time on those kicks where you can put a bomb up and get your chasers coming through. And obviously his short kick game was great as well. And Luai's kicking game on the short side, that left-hand short side was outstanding as well. So, yeah, that certainly builds a lot of pressure and maintains some petrol in the tank. I thought the back rowers, Angus Crichton, Liam Fulton again, were outstanding. Payne Haas, I thought, had one of his best Origin games in a long time as well. So, look, that helps when you got, as I say, energy and petrol in the tank. But look, what's happened in the game too is irrelevant now, and you've got to earn that momentum again. But look, as I say, it gives the New South Wales team a lot of confidence going into game 3. But all that momentum needs to be created again from scratch.
Hey, how much is Suncorp worth to the Queenslanders, boys? Home ground advantage, game 3. What's it worth fair to given a scoreline point of view? Is it 1 try? Is it 1.5 tries, 2 tries? What do you reckon, boys?
Well, it's hard to put. I think it's hard to put it try. I think in energy and effort, it plays a difference. There's no doubt about that because the crowd's so vocal and it's a great atmosphere to play in, whether you're Queensland or New South Wales. But I think it influences effort when you're fatigued.
Benny?
I don't know, Paul, there from your side of things, how does it feel?
No, I agree with you. It definitely gives you a lot more energy. I honestly think it means the referee puts the whistle in his pocket. It's 1-1 up there at Suncorp Stadium. The refs will be influenced by the crowd as well. So constantly he'll be getting a lot of noise favouring Queensland. So if anything, all it's going to do is put that whistle in his pocket. And 2 great sides who are in fantastic. I think both coaches have to be commended by the way they're prepared both teams. But New South Wales are as good as I've ever seen them. And Queensland is just typical Queensland. They know their roles. But they got outplayed game 2 and game 3 up there at home. That energy off the crowd and everything, it's going to be a cracking game of football. It's not going to be a blowout, that's for sure.
Rolls are going to
be... Matty, how quickly things change, eh? Like we were under a stack of pressure, New South Wales going to Melbourne, and for Queensland, to have the opportunity to wrap it up in 2 games, and then, within 40 minutes, or not even 40 minutes, in 20 minutes, the New South Wales team had just dominated and put on a stack of points and were playing really well, and the momentum just shifted 180 degrees, and all of a sudden, now we're going to a decider, and it's just a huge game. It's a huge game. So it's, the importance of following the process and completing your sets and not giving away cheap penalties. And you got to be super careful and I guess play really smart. You're going to have to take your chances when they're there, but geez, you're going to have to play smart.
Smart play is the key. That is for sure. Let's have a look at the teams for Origin number 3, Wednesday night, Suncorp Stadium, 8:05 kickoff. And, for the New South Wales team, it's Dylan Edwards, Brian To'o, Bradman Best, Steve Crichton, Zach Lomax, Jerome Luai, Mitch Moses, Jakey Jorojevic, Reece Robson, Payne Haas, Liam Martin, Angus Crichton, Cam Murray. On the interchange bench, we've got Connor Watson, Isaiah Yeo, Mitch Barnett, and Spencer Lemieux. The reserves, Matty Burton, Hamoli, Olakatau, and
Olakatu, yes, he got it.
Close anyway, close. You're happy with that side. Obviously, the big talking point, no Latrell Mitchell. He was fantastic. Just his aggression, I reckon, too, in that game, too, was fantastic. But I've been really impressed. A bloke that doesn't get many plaudits, but I reckon Liam Martin has been fantastic for the Blues, kids.
Oh, but Matty, I've been very vocal on how much he's my favourite player outside of the Knights, and he has been for the last probably 3 years, really. I love his effort. I love his aggression. his carries, the lines he ran. Like I think it was the first try that he ran straight past Tommy Dearden. So yeah, he's a super competitor, but he's a tough player. I love him.
Yeah.
But mate, as far as Latrell being out, yeah, he was very influential. He brings some aggression. He's a big body. I thought he defended really well against Valentine Holmes, but also Bradman Best coming in. Bradman had his debut last year, scored 2 tries in that game 3, which wasn't a decider or anything like that. But I still think Bradman has a physical presence about him, different to Latrell, but I don't think Bradman will be overawed by the situation. So I think he's right up for it.
Right, let's have a look at the Queenslanders. And their side reads Reece Walsh, Selwyn Cobbo, Dane Gagai, The Hammer, Valentine Holmes, Tommy Dearden, Daly Cherry Evans, Ruben Cotter, Benny Hunt, Lindsay Collins, Kurt Capel, Jeremiah Nanai, Paddy Carrigan, and on the interchange bench, Harry Grant, Mukai Fatako. I didn't get that one right. I'd say yes, but
Mo Fodawenka.
Felice Kafuzi and Kalen Ponga into that side. The reserves, Trent Luero, Brennan Puyakura, and Reed Marnie. Now, Benny, I reckon Paddy Carrigan, I reckon a few of your big boys need to stand up and show a bit of aggression, big fella, and they need to stand up to the Blues a little bit, don't they, in this game 3?
Yeah, and I think they're going to feed a lot off the crowd as well, especially at the start of the game. They know they're going to have a big start, a big presence at the start of the game. Payne Haas was a fantastic game too. And they'll know that. They're going to come out there, and Paddy Carrigan will be leading away from the front, Ruben Cotter as well. But I'm actually excited about a little change-up, a little spinner in the works. Kalen Ponga on the bench. When's he going to be injected into the game? Will it be in the first half, or are they going to wait 10 minutes into the second half? So there's so many different options. I'm excited to see how Billy plays this out. I know he's put a lot of thought and effort into it. There's definitely a method to his madness, but I'm excited to see how he uses our bench especially. And gets all these...
Underdone. Is he underdone a little bit, do you reckon, though, boys? Like in Gids, he's a Newcastle boy.
No, mate, I've come through that injury. And I watched him closely play on the weekend, and I can tell you, I was a lot more ginger and cautious on my return. Like it was like he'd never had that foot injury. And mate, that's a major foot injury that Liz Frank, and he was unbelievable. Some of his sidestepping on the weekend, I was like, how's he come back from a 10-week injury like that? So yeah, look.
Back.
I remember when they picked Kalen there, like, was it two series or maybe 3 series ago? And I was like, oh, no, they picked him on the bench here. Like a huge danger to come on. I think he made a line break in his first touch and scored his first origin. So, look, he's a major danger. There's no doubt about that for New South Wales' point of view. But I think there's a little bit of risk in having Harry Grant and Kalen Ponga on the bench as 2 smaller guys, to be honest. I still think he's going to be a huge danger when he does come on the field, but it's going to be interesting how they use that rotation between Ben Hunt, Harry Grant. Like Kalen's tough enough to play in the middle. He'll play lock. He can, basically be a free agent roaming around the field as a lock, and he's tough enough to defend in there. But it's how you coordinate that. There's only 8 interchanges, so trying to coordinate that's going to be tough. And I think the other part of the risk is if one big guy happens to have a concussion or injury, like Collins or Ruben Cotter's not a big guy either. Mo Fodawenka's the other big guy. Kafusi's biggish. I think there's a little bit of risk if one big guy goes down, they're going to lose some size.
So boys, I'll put it to you both. So on the flip side, one major change, of course, Bradman Best comes in for, of course, Latrell. So that's the big one. Mitch Barnett comes into the side to a lesser degree. But for the Queenslanders, obviously, Gagai, Ponga, and Cobbo come in. So 3 kind of changes. Who's going to be more favoured, do you think? I know you're probably going to say Queensland, Benny, and Gids, you're probably going to stick with New South Wales. But Benny, just tell us, why and how do you think you're going to be better benefited by those 3 changes?
I wouldn't say we're better off by it. I think they get an opportunity. Realistically, I'd rather have no changes. We're fit, no one's injured, everyone's in great form. But unfortunately, that's not the cards that have been dealt to Queensland. So, but the great thing is I've played with Billy for many years. I know that he prepares his team extremely well. Everyone will know their roles, need to execute it. And now they did a lot of things right game two. Unfortunately, that first 20 minutes, they had no ball. New South Wales were fantastic with the ball, wore them out. And about the second half, though, they got a lot of confidence out of that. They scored more points second half, even though the game was already over. But they'll get a lot out of that. And game three, Suncorp Stadium, this has not been done since 1994 or whatever it's been, when New South Wales have won a series up here in Queensland. Like, don't kid yourself. This is going to be a huge task for New South Wales to be able to do this. And don't think the Queenslanders don't know this is in the back of their mind, who they are, what they represent, and history's on the line here, the 30-plus year history. You don't want to let this slip.
Yeah, no, it's a big thing. And Gids, a really settled kind of Blues outfit, I suppose, for game three, which probably hasn't happened the last few years for the Blues, has it?
Nah, for sure. I mean, even game one, there was a few inclusions there via injuries to key players that would have been there. Game two, more settled team, and I think a better team. And then I think we're even better again. I think we're stronger again, bringing Mitch Barnett in. Mitch Barnett's been playing some outstanding footy for the Warriors, and he knows what it's about. He's a Taree boy, just the outside of Taree, and he's played at the Knights here for before he's moved to the Warriors. Like he's tough, he's resilient. He's improved since he's left the Knights actually. So he's going to be right up for it, Mitch Barnett, and he's made for Origin. So I think we look stronger and tougher in that forward pack now with Mitch Barnett over Olakau'atu there. So we look strong. Look, Gags' addition to the Queensland team, like he's outstanding. He's one of my favourite players ever. Gags, he's a great teammate. He's a great Queensland player. He always lifts his passion, his aggression, his skill, his speed. He's one of the best competitors in the game. So he's a great addition to the team, I think. But I like our team. I think it's stronger with Mitch Barnett in there. The forward pack is tough and resilient.
I was waiting for the butt to come there, Benny, when he was pumping up one of the Queenslanders. I knew there was going to be a butt in there somewhere from Big Gids. Hey,
I still think they're small. I think they're small. I think they've got a small pack.
Yeah,
that's being honest. That's being honest.
I reckon that was shown up.
They are smaller. They are smaller. And the physics of the game. Look at some of the size and the strength of
yeah, but Gids, you know better than anyone. It's not the size; it's how you use it. You know that, Gids.
No, but I know they're tough. I'm not questioning their toughness. I'm not questioning the toughness of blokes like Ruben Cotter and Harry Grant, Kalen, and Pat Garrigan. But
they went straight over your head. Then.
Oh no! I know what he's talking about. The size, of course. Man, I like to keep it professional here on the Palmer Bet Origin special.
Hey, listen.
The physics are.
Don't worry about the war of the words between you two. What about the war of the words between the coaches, Billy Slater and Madge?
Gold.
It's awesome, hasn't it? It's really added to the series for mine.
Yeah, there's a bit of honest sledging there, but obviously when they come together at the press conference, there is a little bit of tongue in cheek also. Like deep down, they're serious, but it's good to see a little bit of humour come out here and there as well. So they're playing it well. It's promoting the game awesome.
I believe they genuinely don't like. They're competitors, and they both hate losing. So they're legit, 100% what they're saying. They obviously, when the series are finished, they're fine. They'll be amicable, but at the moment, they genuinely can't stand. They want to have the upper edge over one another, and mate, shots are fired, and they keep going back and forth. And I'm loving it. Like, honestly, I'm loving it just as much footy right now.
Yeah, absolutely.
No, it's great. It's great entertainment.
Hey, boys, let's have a look at the markets for game number 3. It is going to be an absolute belter and head-to-head, all thanks to Palmer Bet. New South Wales are at $2, Queensland at $1.80. So kind of similar betting to that game too, to be honest. The game 2 line markets, New South Wales plus $1.5, $1.99, Queensland minus $1.5, $1.82. And the game 2 total, game 3 it should be, total points, under 42.5, $1.82, over 42.5, $1.99. Are we thinking it's going to be a high-scoring, free-flowing game, boys? And when you're talking and you're looking at that 42.5 line, do we think we might get over or under that?
I think fatigue is going to come into it. I just think the game is going to be so fast and ferocious. There has to be an element of fatigue. And look, I think there'll be an element of some concussions as well. I think it's going to be so fast and intense early probably similar to that one that we seen in Sydney there maybe 2 Origins ago, where it was chaos for the first 5 or 7 minutes. So I think the speed of this one is going to be just as intense.
56 points scored in game number 2, boys, too.
Yeah, I honestly think it'll be a high-scoring match. I think both teams are going to come out with their guns ready, blazing. Shots will be fired. There's going to be a lot of points scored, but it's just going to come down to both teams. They're going to be hard to stop. There's so much strike power on both sides, and with the atmosphere of Origin Game 3 with the fans, they're going to execute. There's no doubt about it. It'll be a high completion rate, which is we've got 2 great teams going. It's extremely hard to stop them getting across that line. So I think it's going to be a high-scoring match.
Righto, let's have a look at the first try scorer. Brian To'o is our favourite at $9.50. The Hammer, who got the treble in game 1 at $10. Zach Lomax got sensational hands. He could play AFL, boys, $10. Selwyn Cobbo at $10. Valentine Holmes at $10. Reece Walsh at $12. Bit of value there for mine. Dylan Edwards at $14. Stevie Crichton, $15. Dane Gagai, $17. And Bradman Best, $17. I'll come back to you first, Benny. Geez, I reckon Reece Walsh, a nice little bit of value there, mate. Are you thinking along the same lines?
No, I'm going for a darkie, actually. The man that keeps scoring in Origin, power game, Benny Hunt, first try scorer.
Yeah.
But he was
super,
a very good chance you get first try scorer. Was he game 1 first try scorer as well, or he scored? So it's a very good chance he could get it again.
I read it might have been the Hammer in game 1. Now, don't quote me on that, but yeah. But anyway,
he scored a try in game 1. He scored one a Suncorp game 3 last year to win the match.
Yep.
I wouldn't mind seeing him get us off to a good start.
Yeah, nice price too, Gids. What are you thinking, buddy?
Is this first try scorer? Maybe just to clarify.
First try scorer, buddy.
Brian To'o. Again, he's in good form. Brian, he's always strong and carries. He's a weapon. I think he'll get us off to a cracking start. He's reliable. Anytime there's a little sniff of an opportunity, Brian is all over it.
Love it. Love it, boys. Righto, player of the match for game number 3, the decider. Daly Cherry Evans, the favourite at $7.50. Reece Walsh also at $7.50. Mitch Moses had a sensational game 2 at $8. Dylan Edwards at $9. Paddy Carrigan, he loves the big stage at $10. Payne Haas, 20-1. Benny Hunt, $21. And Angus Crichton at $23 as well. Gids, player of the match, your thoughts first and foremost, mate.
Geez, I was impressed with Dylan Edwards with some of his carries and his footwork in that second game. Obviously, it was disappointing for him to miss out in game 1 with that quad strain, but geez, I thought he played well. His footwork, his carries, he just poked his nose through with most of his runs. So I think if New South Wales win, yeah, it's Dylan Edwards for me. I was just tossing up between my favourite Liam Martin or even Angus Crichton. I thought Angus Crichton was outstanding in game 2, but I think if Dylan Edwards goes well, we win.
I reckon we could nearly get the crickets said in that little pool there.
Deep. It was a deep thought. It was a deep visual thought.
Very deep thought. You might see if the boys at Palmerbeck can just get the old cricket. Yeah. I reckon it's something up. What do you reckon, Benny? What are your thoughts, mate?
Now, if Queensland win, our kicking game's going to be spot on, which means Daly Cherry Evans needs a big one. Yep. So player of the series for us. And he's been great for us all series, but for us to win, he needs to have a big game.
Yeah, I agree, mate. I reckon he is certainly the glue that keeps that Queensland side together. Righto, Benny's best bet. Gids, get on. Tell us who's going to win. Yes. How much you're going to win by. Chuck a multi at me. All thanks to Palmerbet. Download that Palmerbet app and get involved. Plenty of offers too right throughout Origin series and in particular Origin game number 3. Benny, what are your thoughts, buddy? Give us your best bet.
Best bet, Queensland 1-12. We're also going to go the Hammer to score anytime and also my man Benny Hunt to score anytime. That's my Palmer special for sure.
Oh, I love it. Any price for us, mate, or it'll be just here at some point?
Yeah, I think it'll be over $15.
Love it. Absolutely love it, mate. Nice little multi. Gids, give us your get on, buddy.
Mate, this is how easy it is. You just pull out the Palmerbet app and you just punch it in. It's as simple as that, mate. So I've got a 4-leg multi. I'm going for a high scoring game. I'm going for over 42.5 points. I think if New South Wales win, it'll be convincingly. Otherwise, if it's tight, I'd be more worried about that. So I think if they do win, it's a convincing win, 13+. Anytime try scorers, Zach Lomax, Dane Gagai. $26.60.
Oh, 20.
Huge.
That is massive. Well, I'm going to go.
No chance. No chance. Gamble responsibly, guys.
Yes.
Remember, you win some, you lose more, especially with that one, Gid. That's the disgraceful one, that. It's like throwing money in the air.
Hey, listen, I hate to shatter you here, Benny, but I've gone a 5-leg same game multi, and see the little blue over my shoulder here.
No, don't you dare.
I'm sorry, mate, but I'm going the Blues, big fella, but I'm not going 13 plus. I reckon New South Wales will be tight. I reckon it's going to be a really cracking game, 1-12, and I've gone the Hammer anytime try scorer and Reece Walsh anytime try scorer. And then I've gone Zach Lomax.
Hang on, you said New South Wales to win.
Yeah,
So
but I've gone Zach Lomax and Dylan Edwards anytime try scorer. So I'm expecting it to be very, very tight. And all the good key players are going to be right amongst the play all night. So that is my little 5-leg multi, $67.20.
Holy
Don't mind you,
dooly.
boys. And don't be frightened to have a little piece of that.
I tell you what, this is literally my last $5. I'm putting my money where my mouth is, so this needs to get up for me. I'm lock it in, Eddie. Done.
Hey, listen, Punters Club too.
My last $5.
The new Punters Club, all thanks to Palmerbet. Get involved.
Yeah.
You can have a bit of fun with your mates, like the three of us do. We all play nice and friendly, don't we, in our little group, boys? Hey, listen, it is going to be a cracker. I know, Benny, you'll be there, mate. Origin 3.
Yep, support my team. I'm always there supporting all 3 games. How about you, Gids?
Mate, I've got a young family I like to provide for, so I work, rather than just hanging out and go to the footy and hang off the coattails of the current players. I like to continue to turn up for my workplace, my employment.
Jeez, he must be getting paid well, Benny. He must be on the good streak now, I reckon.
Too much money to be travelling.
Hey, listen, boys, it is going to be an absolute fantastic. It's been an epic series so far, and I reckon there is a fair bit still to play out in game number 3. It is going to be an absolute belter. As always, been a pleasure, boys, and good luck to both your teams. And, well, one's going to be happy and one's going to be very, very shattered, I reckon.
Thanks, Matty. Thanks, Polar Bear.
Thanks,
all the
boys.
best. Up
Good
the
luck.
Blues.
Think, is this a bet you really want to place? For free and confidential support, call the number on the screen or visit the website.